Hello everyone, a very pleasant day to you. Here are the top stories this hour. Justice must not be for sale. Tinubu warns against corruption in Nigerian's judiciary. Akwa Ibom governor sacks 2 aides for attending PDP convention in Ibadan. On the foreign scene, ex-Harvard president Larry Summers steps back from public role after Epstein email release. A very good day to you and welcome to Firstness News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Now the news in details. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has warned against corruption in Nigeria's judiciary, saying justice must not be for sale. Tinubu spoke on Monday at the opening of the 2025 All-Nigerian Judges Conference organized by the National Judicial Institute, Abuja, with the theme Building a Confident Judiciary. He said the judiciary remains the country's most reliable, stabilizing force in moments of uncertainty. Whenever Nigeria has faced moments of uncertainty, history has recorded that the judiciary stood firm as the stabilizing force of our national life, he said. It is through the courage of judges and their judicial pronouncements that tyranny has been restrained and constitutional order preserved. He said the bench must remain a symbol of honor and accountability. This is not a task of National Judicial Council alone. It is a collective duty that rests on every judicial officer, he said. Discipline within the judiciary must be firm, transparent, and consistent. Only a judiciary that cleanses itself can command the moral authority to cleanse the society. Judges and magistrates collected the highest cash bribes in Nigeria in 2023, even more than the police, customs, or the military. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, in its corruption pattern and trend in Nigeria for 2023, the report said Nigerians paid an average bribe of 31,000 naira to judges, followed by 17,800 to customs and immigration officers, and 16,600 to military personnel. Much smaller amounts went to doctors, nurses, and utility workers. Overall, public officials across the country collected the estimate of 721 billion naira in bribes last year, with the average bribe pegged at 8,284. Let's take a listen to the president's speech on this story. Please stay with us.
It is with profound, deep sense of honor and deep respect that I address you this morning at the opening ceremony of the 2025 All-Nigerian Judges Conference of the Superior Courts. The assembly is not merely a binary tradition. It is an extraordinary convocation of men and women upon whose wisdom, courage, and integrity rests the stability of our democracy. The protection of our Constitution, the preservation of the rights and liberty of every Nigerian. You are the one. Whenever Nigeria has faced moments of uncertainty, history has recorded that the judiciary stood firm as the stabilizing force of our national life. It is through the courage of the judges and their judicial pronouncements that tyranny has been restrained, constitutional order preserved, and the voice of justice amplified above the noise of division and despair. For this enduring role, I stand on behalf of the government and the good people of our country, our deepest gratitude and abiding respect. The theme of this year's conference, Building a Confident Judiciary, could not be more fitting. Confidence is the lifeblood of justice. A judgment may be grounded in law and delivered with clarity, but unless the public perceive it to be fair, impartial, and untainted, its moral authority is diminished. The confidence of the people is therefore not an abstract aspiration. It is a living measure of the judiciary's legitimacy and the true currency of justice. We must acknowledge with candor that public perception of the judicial process has not always been favorable. Citizens have expressed frustration at delays, concerns about integrity, and anxiety over access to justice. These perceptions, whether wholly justified or not, cannot be ignored. They call upon us to reflect, to reform, and to restore. For ultimately, justice does not exist for the bench or the bar. It exists for the people. Their faith in judicial process is the foundation of our national stability. In this regard, I wish to reaffirm with the clarity and conviction the unwavering commitment of my administration to support the judiciary in fulfilling its constitutional mandate. The judiciary does not exist in isolation. It functions within a larger democratic framework which all three arms of government must work in synergy with the mutual respect and shared responsibility to the Nigerian people. The executive, the legislature, and the judiciary must remain united by purpose, even when separated by function. My administration believes that a judiciary that is strong in capacity, efficient in process, and uncompromising in integrity is not merely desirable, it is indispensable to the survival of our democracy and prosperity of our nation. We cannot build a just society without a fearless and functional judiciary. In this period, we have resolved to provide institutional and material support that will enable our courts to perform their duties with dignity, confidence, and efficiency.
You're still listening to News on First Next News Port Harcourt. Let's go for a short break. When we return to bring to you more details as the Akwa Ibom governor sacks 2 aides for attending PDP convention in Ibadan. On the foreign scene, ex-Harvard president Larry Summers steps back from public role after Epstein mail release. Please stay with us. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you're listening to News on First Next News Port Harcourt. We now bring you the rest of the news. Moving on to Akwa Ibom State, still on the rising stories in the PDP. The governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umo Eno, has dismissed 2 political aides who defied him to attend the just concluded People's Democratic Party PDP National Convention in Ibadan, Oyo State. The affected aides are Joseph Jacob Ipak, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Support Services, and Felix Ekuri, Special Assistant to Neighborhood Watch. Their removal was announced on Monday in a statement by the Secretary to the State Governor, SSG Enobong Uwa Uyo. According to Uwa, the decision formed part of the governor's ongoing restructuring exercise to align the machinery of government towards the success of the renewed hope and arise agenda. Since Governor Eno defected to the All Progressive Congress APC in June, his administration has been grappling with loyalty issues. Many political appointees and commissioners are said to remain sympathetic to the PDP and loyal to the predecessor, former Governor Udom Emmanuel. The internal division has been fueled by disagreements over the sharing of political appointments between core APC members and those who crossed over from the PDP, including the governor. We now move on to the foreign news. Former Harvard President Larry Summers has said he will step back from the public commitments after his emails with disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein were made public. I am deeply ashamed of my actions and recognize the pain they have caused, he said via a media interview. I take full responsibility for my misguided decision to continue communicating with Mr. Epstein. Emails released by Congress last week shows Summers, a former U.S. Treasury Secretary, communicated with Epstein until the day before the pedophile's 2019 arrest for sex trafficking minors. On Tuesday, House members were expected to vote on releasing all files related to the late sex offender. The move comes after the U.S. Department of Justice announced that it would investigate Epstein's involvement and relationship with former President Bill Clinton, who was also a friend of Epstein, and several other prominent Democrats. That's all in the news this hour. We now bring you highlights of the top stories so far. We brought to you that justice must not be for sale. Tinubu warns against corruption in Nigerian's judiciary. And also brought to you from Akwa Ibom State that Akwa Ibom governor sacks 2 aides for attending the PDP convention in Ibadan. And also on the foreign scene, ex-Harvard President Larry Summers steps back from public role after Epstein email release. Do remember, democracy is the only system that persists in axing the powers that be whether they are the powers that ought to be. I am Becky Osoro from I and the entire team in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.